Did you think we were done talking about the parts and stuff? No, we're not, because there's something else we still have to talk about, and that is this thing right here. This, of course, as you know, just like the archer, when he shoots his arrow, this thing is called the bow. Do not try to act like you're an archer shooting the arrow, though, because you'll break your bow. Bow is very fragile, first off. You have to be careful when you're setting it down, and you have to really watch out because it has a tendency to fall down and break this part right here. We're going to talk about what that is. In fact, we're going to talk about it right now. This thing right here is on, this is the bottom, this, not the bottom, but the other end, and this is the part, the very top of the bow, but it's not called the top. It's like, if you think you're on the very something top, you know, tippy top, so this is the tip. I remember it like tippy top tip, tippy top tip. That's the tip of the bow. T-I-P. Okay? Now, here's the thing I really, really need to emphasize. This is called the hair of the bow. You notice how this is loose? If you get it out of your case and it's tightened, you need to loosen it. Always make sure you loosen this before you put it back in your case. And you loosen it to about that much. We'll talk about how to loosen it. You do it by turning this screw left and right. Okay, it's pretty simple, but you always need to make sure this is loose whenever you put away your bow. But even more importantly, you never touch this, and this is strange, you never touch this with your hands. If you touch this with your hands, what will happen is the oil from your hands will get on the hair of the bow, and the hair won't work anymore. So you can never ever touch this with your hands. And kids have a really hard time with this sometimes. If you're not paying attention, you can just grab the bow like this, and it won't happen immediately, but over time, your bow will stop working if you do that. Like, it won't work at all. You'll have to go and replace the hair, and that's a big pain. We don't want to do that. Okay? But the point is, this is called, right here, this is called the hair. That is the hair. It is actually made out of horsehair. They don't hurt the horse. They just come along, chop off its tail hair, but remember, it's just hair, so it doesn't hurt them. And they put in a bow, and that's how we get the hair in our bow. All right. So this is the tip. This is the hair. This part right here, if you're walking along and you're walking under a tree, you might find one of these on the ground that fell off in a storm. What's that called? It's called a stick. So we have hair, H-A-I-R. You don't have to write horsehair, just hair. And stick, S-T-I-C-K. So we have hair, we have stick. This is the tip. This thing right here has a really funny name. You'll never guess this one, but I bet I can maybe help you. If you imagine a little amphibian, not a reptile, but amphibian, that hops around the pond. Hop, hop, and it says ribbit. What is that thing called? Yeah, that's weird, huh? Yeah, it's called the frog. So this is called the frog right here. Say frog. I'll write it on the board. F-R-O-G. What is this called? What is this called? Do you remember? What's this called? That's called the hair. Do you ever touch the hair? No, don't touch the hair because you'll ruin it. All right, this is the tip. This is the, walk around, pick it up off the ground. The stick, very good. This is the hair. This is the rabbit. Frog, very good, okay. This thing right here has two different names. Whoa, we're good. This thing right here has two different names. It is called the grip, and sometimes it's called the winding. That the grip, we're not going to call it the grip. We're going to call it the winding, actually. And the reason why we don't want to call it the grip, because then you think you grab it by that. You don't. This has nothing, very little to do with how you hold the bow. It's just there to give you a little extra traction on your finger. All right, we're going to call this the winding. Say winding. Winding. It's spelled W-I-N-D-I-N-G. Lastly but not leastly, I think, yeah, okay, is this thing right here. This one's really easy. All right, you turn it, it tightens and loosens the hair. Be careful that you don't turn it too much because the frog will come off. You can't put it back on, but it's not that easy to do. And of course, if you tighten it, which you shouldn't really be doing yet, but I know you're going to try it, so if you tighten it, you should always have the bow always have a little bit of a smiley face, like so. All right, I'm exaggerating this motion. It's actually a really small smiley face. So if you look at it this way, hopefully you can see. I can't tell again because if I don't do the camera this way, those will all look backwards and it'll drive me crazy and you crazy. But if you look this way, it should be a little bit of curve in here. It should never go the other way. Or if you want, you can actually look down. can actually look down just with your eye. Don't poke yourself in the eye. You'd feel silly if you did that. It should always have a curve in there. It should never go the other way. That means your bow is over tightened and you are breaking your bow. Loosen your bow. All right. That's it. That's the parts of the bow. We're going to have study videos for the parts of the instrument and the bow. Don't worry. There we go. Parts of the bow. Good job. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the right one. It was a screw. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you it was a screw? I can't remember now. This thing right here, you turn it. You tighten it and loosen it. It's like the thing that you turn. I don't know if I told you. Shame on me. If your dad, brother, aunt, uncle are working on like the car, they might have to tighten and loosen these to take off something on the car. It's called a screw. S-C-R-E-W. Screw. So this is called the screw. All right, now we're done. There will be more videos coming out about how study videos and things like that. Like I already said, you guys will see. Hope to see you soon.